Good morning and welcome back to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Jela and Fred, and Jela's going to demonstrate her obedience. Fred is using the same 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and let go on the training collar, and that keeps Jela focused on her trainer and doing all of her commands. Now she's sitting nicely at Fred's left again, where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate is the heel. The command is Jela heel, and she should get up and walk along beside you nicely without pulling or choking herself, and each time that you stop your feet she should sit automatically to wait for her next command. And you can jazz it up a little bit with the puppies, talk sweet to them, keep them focused, keep them looking at you, keep it fun for her. Because she's a baby and we want her to continue to advance in her training. Now this time Fred's going to leave her. He uses his left open palm, the one-word command to stay. He walks to the end of his training leash. And you're going to start out with about 20 seconds sit stays at home. When Fred returns back to her, he walks all the way around her as an additional distraction, returning all the way back around to heel position. She waited for him to get all the way back, so he gives her a little pat for praise, and they start heeling again. Obedience training with your dog should be fun, enjoyable, and you should do it often. It's going to get you better behavior as they get older. Fred leaves her in another sit stay. And this time, instead of returning to her, he's going to call her. The command is Jela come. She comes right in front and sits facing his knees, and that stops her from jumping all over you when she comes to you. Fred leaves her in another sit stay. Calls her in, she comes right in front and sits, beautifully done, and then goes all the way back around to heel position and back sitting. Now he's going to heel her out of that command, and we're going to demonstrate Jela's downs. And as I told you on email, Jela is better at her commands than Mitzi is, and Mitzi's better at her house breaking than Jela is. This time Fred's going to use the open flat of his palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down. She lays down on command. He leaves her in a stay. This is your long down stay from a heel position. You're going to start out with about 30 seconds, work up to 1 minute, and as she gets older, you're going to be able to work up from 3 to 5. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, just as he did on the sit stay for an additional distraction. And then he heels her out of that. And he's going to demonstrate that down from a heel one more time. Perfect. And stay. And she will work on just hand commands. And we have many bilingual dogs in our graduates, or in our alumni, I should say. They will listen to their commands in English and in Greek, so you can make the transfer if you prefer. This time Fred will call her out of that downstay, calls her in, talks real sweet to her, praises her for coming. Coming to you should always be a good thing. And now we're going to set up for our down from a distance. Always have your dog seated before you attempt to put her into a down. He's going to leave her in a stay, a sit stay. He walks out to the end of his training leash. He's going to use his right hand to give the command and drop her into a down from a distance. Very good. Very nicely done. Now we've demonstrated for you Jela's rendition of all of her obedience commands. These little babies have done such a great job, right out of a pet store and then to home and then to here. They've really tried hard. We love them and have enjoyed having them. Please feel free to call or email with any questions that you're having as you move along. We can send a trainer back out to your home. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.